Hey guys, it's Dani from the Horse Girl, and this week's horse story is on Lexi's magical dust.
That is not her name. It's not a thing. So, Lexi is a grade pony. She does not have a registered name. Dani just made that up because she thought she thinks she's funny. So guys, if you're new here, welcome to Dani's channel. Every week we post a video about our horses and we call them horse stories. So you learn something unique about each and every one of our horses, why we have them, our future plans for them, what we've done with them, and our favorite thing about each horse. Story. We said we were going to be filming about Dancer, and surprise, we have Lexi. So my sister is out of town this week and we didn't get a chance to film before she left, so we skipped out of order a little bit. So you don't miss out on the next horse story, make sure you subscribe to Dani's channel, ding that notification bell, and stay tuned.
So Lexi is 16 and we don't quite know her birthday, but I'm thinking it's probably like
about 16.
Yeah, she's about 16. I got her about 4 years ago, and then about 2 years ago, 3 years ago? 2 years ago, I sold her to my little cousin Gwen, and so she is a really good pony. She helps me with my horsemanship and all that good jazz a lot. When I was riding her, she hated to canter. I did get her to canter, but whenever I cantered her, she would try to bite me while I was on her, or she would try to kick me when I was on her. So
yeah, Lexi was a really good project pony for Dani. The folks that we got her from really didn't do much with her off the lead line, so she was just a lead line pony, so just walk trot. So then this poor little pony's got this wild child on her saying, no, we're gonna canter. And she was like, what? But Lexi took it all really well. She's a good little girl. She is a lot of fun to actually work with. She's really sweet once you can catch her. She doesn't like to be caught. When Dani was working with her every day, she sorted that out and was able to catch her easily. But now that she has been kind of sitting around, she's really kind of fallen back into some of her bad habits, but it'd be real quick to just, you know, straighten all that stuff back out.
Yep.
She, like I said, she's a sweetheart.
Yep, even when I was just working with her before we started making the video, she kind of didn't really know how to do a couple things I was working on, and she just caught it on right away.
Yeah, she knew how to do it, she just didn't remember.
She just didn't remember how to do it.
Yeah. So Gwen rode her quite a bit the first year she had her, and now she's since outgrown her.
She's a really good pony too, and if I had the chance, I would buy her back again, train her up, and sell her too. She's a really sweet pony, and I love working with her. She's super fun to work with. I would buy her like that again.
So my favorite thing about Lexi is her pretty little face. She's got a little Arab head to her. I'm not sure. I think my best guess is she's a little Welsh, Arab something or other. I'm not really sure.
I wish they did DNA tests on horses.
They do.
They do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We need to do one on her.
So what's your favorite thing about Lexi?
My other favorite thing about Lexi is how sweet she is. Like at first when you first get her, she's like, ah, but then she's super sweet. She has a little bit of separation anxiety, so that's just something you gotta work through. But other than that, she could learn stuff really quickly, and that's really nice because some horses don't do that. and I just love her. So we actually bought her downstate, so that was super fun to get her, and crossing the Mackinac Bridge to get her, and it was just all super fun to just go down there and get her and have fun, and it was a lot of fun.
It was a good experience for Dani to go look at a horse, decide whether or not it was something a challenge she wanted to take on, and then to go ahead and proceed with that challenge.
And so I'll give you an update if we're gonna buy her or not later. Hi.
Actually, she might have been 10.
I was 10. 'cause we got
Wait,
it
yeah,
4 years ago.
she was 10 years old, and she went and bought this little pony and put her through her paces, and you know, it was great. It was a good little project pony for her, so it was a lot of fun. It's a good experience. And then the other cool thing about Lexi, her Coggins papers when we bought her.
So when we bought her, we didn't really look at her Coggins, you know, we made sure it was negative, and then we just kind of put it aside, you know, whatever. And then one day I was looking at them just to see stuff about her, you know, and her Coggins, the person who did her Coggins was Brenda from Pole Veterinary Services.
So if you guys watch Dr. Pole, which we do,
Yes.
we love Dr. Pole, it was pretty cool to see. It was like a little celebrity vet, you know, took her blood draw, so it was pretty cool. That was neat to find out.
So when I was trail riding on her one time, it was my first trail ride on her, you know, whatever, she was kind of freaking out. I farted and she spooked, like, oh my god.
That's slightly embarrassing, eh? Really funny though. But yeah, she's, you know, got a really good head on her shoulders, and it was really funny when Dani was little to watch her ride this pony and have the pony like try and reach back and bite her and kick at her every time she asked for a canter. It was pretty comical. So on the Lexi videos, there was a lot of hate comments.
People hate me and her.
No, what they hated was the way the saddle fit. So if you look at Lexi, she has really high withers, and her back is super narrow. And so she's built like a horse, but she's a pony. So what happens when you get a saddle on her, it clings to her withers, and then the back end picks up. Dani also at the time had a really bad habit of standing in her stirrups, so that increased the back of her saddle lifting. And also, like I said, it's just the way the pony's built. So everybody wanted, like, why don't you have a rear cinch? You need a better fitting saddle on that pony, blah, 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 blah. But for the weight that Dani was at the time, like, she probably weighed about maybe 60 pounds at the time on this pony. This pony is pretty big. So 60 pounds in that saddle was not hurting her. There's no scars, no marks from where that saddle was that didn't fit her well. But yeah, that's kind of why, you know, she's a difficult one to get a saddle to fit. I think an English saddle fit her pretty decently, but again, everything wants to pick up on her because her withers are so high and she is so narrow. It makes it difficult to fit a saddle on her. And you know, for a 10-year-old to be receiving the hate that she was receiving at the time is really uncalled for. But you know, people just, they get it in their minds that they know what's best and that they think that everything that they do is the right way and there's no other way to do it. And you know, that's really just not the case. Like, if I would never, and Dani would never, hurt one of our horses intentionally or knowingly, and that saddle, there was no problems with it. So yeah, so that's kind of Lexi's story. You know, it kind of brought Dani into the world of the hater comments on YouTube. Kind of gave her a little bit of a thick skin for that kind of stuff. It gave you a boost to, it challenged you to continue to do things in a way that you were taught, I would say. And not to just conform to what everybody thinks, because, you know, I've been in the horse game my whole life. And, you know, I don't know it all by any means. I continue my horse education all the time, and, you know, so does Dani. So we just always do what's best for our little horsies. And she's super cute. She's really soft, too. You guys could feel her. She feels like velvet. But I like her markings, too. She's cute.
Pretty. I love her blue eye, too.
A bummer thing about Lexi, she did super well in with the herd this winter. And she really liked the big horses, but we had to put her back with the minis, her and Dusty, because they can't really have too much grass or they'll founder. Both of them had founder prior to coming to our house. She's in with the minis. They'll be in with the minis and the ponies in the summertime, and then in the winter they'll go back in with the big horses. So what's going on with Lexi right now? She's just kind of hanging out till somebody decides to start working with her again. Dani's been fiddling with her quite a bit. She has fun working with both the ponies at the same time. So I think Gwen's future plans with her are either to sell her to a youngster. You know, we'll probably spruce her back up, make sure she remembers everything, and sell her for a lead line pony, or possibly Gwen and Dani's Aunt Christy are considering teaching her how to drive a cart, which she would actually really be a fantastic cart pony. She has really pretty movement, and she's actually really super narrow, so it's hard to get a riding saddle to fit her great. So that would be a great job for her. So yeah, I guess those are her future plans.
So guys, that was my horse stories for this week. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out my Instagram at _DMart. Make sure to check out the Dani Horse Girl Instagram. So next week's horse stories is about Dancer. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
So cute. All right, we're good?